Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daisha. I am the owner of PGL Planners, and this is my YouTube channel where we do everything faith and planning. And welcome to today's video. We are going to take a look at some apps that I don't talk about on Android that I feel like I need to revisit, see how they're doing, see what updates they've made, and just see what naturally captures my attention. So the first one was GoodNotes for Android. I did a review on this some time ago, and I wanted to see what had changed. Immediately clicking into the app, it kind of froze up on me. As you can see, I didn't edit this video down to make apps look good. I just edited it down to make it faster, but you guys could see my genuine experience with each of these. You will know which apps pleasantly surprised me by the amount of time we spend on them in this video. So I closed out of everything and went back in, and I see that it was basically confused because it had updated and it needed me to sign into the app again. Once I had done that, I wanted to see how everything was doing really. I clicked into the document that I had beforehand when I first reviewed this app months ago just to see naturally what it does on its own. I didn't want to look at any reviews or anything else from anyone else, because when you go into apps like this, generally you do download them and kind of just get a feel for them yourself. And you know, when you love an app, you get that feeling like you want to just plan or take notes in it. I wanted to have that feeling with these apps because I have not touched them. So naturally, this video is not going to include apps that I have played with a lot. Those will be Touch Notes, Note In, Samsung Notes, and Penly. I was going to do Samsung Notes versus Penly. No, Penly versus Note In, excuse me. But we're going to wait on that one. I think Penly needs a little bit more updating, in order for that to be a case. One of the notable features that I see that they've added is that you can add in elements and add in collections. I think my complaint last time was that you could not add in your own stickers. Well, if that was not updated before, or it was and I just didn't know, it has been now. And you can also do that fun thing that I love where when you are on elements and you click anywhere on your document, the elements menu pops up. You can also arrange stickers. Surprisingly, I was really pleased to see that you can send things back and move things forward. This let me know right off the bat that GoodNotes is coming for this market one way or another. GoodNotes tends to dominate whatever device it's on, and being that it is going to be on this device, I'm not going to be very surprised if it updates relatively fast and that it becomes a fast favorite. I do believe they have the team for it, and I think that over time people will learn to appreciate this app as they are learning the iOS on Android and getting a feel for it. They seem genuinely anxious to get this app going, considering they're trying to take everything that they've done on iPad and put it over here. Now, the color is still the same. You have to put in the hex code and script to text. It has to be done on the keyboard menu. I wanted to see how it would do bringing in my my planner as far as clicking around, and hyperlinking does work now, which was very nice to see. Is it smooth? No. I was already on January. That was not the app's fault. That was me. But it's relatively smooth. It is. I think once the document gets in there and it has time to sit and does all of its caching and all that stuff, I think it does fine. Now, one of the things that automatically throws me off from an app, no matter what features it has, is if I can't drag and drop Samsung Note stickers into that app. So you're going to see me test that over and over again because I sell Samsung sticker books, and if the app doesn't do it, I don't waste my time getting in love with the app because I'm like, yeah, no, I organize all of my stickers in Samsung Notes and I just really don't have the time for things like that. You also can't copy and paste into here, and you cannot use your clipboard menu in here either to bring in images. So therefore it was a no-go as of right now. But once again, though, I am still surprised with what they've been able to do with this app so far. The pen still feels smooth. You can bring in stickers from your gallery, but that's not my favorite way to do that because it means you're bringing everything onto your device. You can add elements. Mind you, it's like one sticker at a time unless you bring them all into your gallery one by one and then try to, I think you still have to do it one at a time, though, at the end of the day. So that's why I really do like the Samsung Note sticker book. Hopefully, GoodNotes will learn to integrate this app into the iOS. It'll take some of the weight of their upgrading on this app off, because if you can drag and drop from the internet, from Samsung Notes, from the clipboard, it makes the app feel a lot better. They also have a marketplace in beta, and it looks like if you're a creator, you can also possibly become a creator for the marketplace. And I don't know how long that takes to make that happen, but I think it's really cool that they're doing that. Next up is Noteshelf. So I did a video on this as well some years ago, and I wanted to come and revisit. I have revisited Noteshelf a couple of times because I have high hopes for this app to eventually get with the program. Now, they have done some updates, and one of my favorite things about this app is their marketplace. It is extremely easy to use. Everything on it for me is free. It came with my tablet, so I don't have to pay for any of this. But if you're thinking about trying digital planning, I do recommend this app in particular a lot because I think it gives you everything you need it to do or need to do to test it out before you go buying stuff on Etsy. You got bullet journal templates that you can kind of edit to your liking down here. You can add them all into one document and boom, you've got yourself a planner. Now, there is no hyperlinking, but if you're just starting out, that's perfectly fine. You just get sorted. Now, the pin function, yes, my favorite pin of all time exists on this app. I love their little ballpoint pen, whatever that standard one is that you start out with. It is a sexy pen. I love it. It's so smooth. And it's probably one of the main reasons why I kept coming back to test this app, because I'm like, if they can just get, if they can just get these features right, then this pen will I could plan for hours. And you guys are going to see later, I did actually use one of my dashboard kits in here, and I wrote with that pen just to close it out, just so you can see how nice and smooth this pen is. It just makes your handwriting look so good. They've got a lot of features that they've added into these pen cases though, and I love that because what this app does lack, which we'll talk about in a moment, it makes up for in your pen options as well as your eraser options. You've got shape tools, you got some tools where you can draw shapes and edit them. I could see this app working for a beginner who just wants to see. And believe it or not, which I don't think anyone really knows this other than the ladies who I've talked to personally, Noteshelf was the app that I started out in on my Fire tablet before I sent that thing back. I started out on Noteshelf. I had done the whole Android conversion with my Fire tablet. I downloaded Noteshelf, and it was such a fun experience until I saw people planning on GoodNotes, and that ruined everything for me. But what good thing about this app is you can drag and drop from Samsung Notes and from your clipboard. It understood the assignment. It's working with the iOS, or the OS, not the iOS, not iPad, but the OS, which is so important, which is just operating system. And so I love that because I knew immediately then I can drag from Samsung Notes, which I can. Now, somebody who uses Noteshelf, explain to me, how in the world do you rotate your stickers? You can bring them in and the rotation image will be there for you to be able to rotate, but once you unclick from it, it completely goes away. This app also allows for layering, which is really, really nice because you can send things backwards and forwards. But you see what I'm saying? Like if you bring the sticker in, you can rotate it, you can resize it, do all the things that you want to do. But the moment you click out of it, it's like it's gone. And I'm like, okay, well, where is the image tool? Is that what that is that I was selected on? Because I did not see it at the top. I am tired. So if I'm not seeing it right now, it's because I'm tired. If you all see it and you're like, Daisha, it's in the menu, it was up at the top, then I'm sorry. But I literally had no idea. Of course, I had to test my planner out in here. Hyperlinking was perfectly fine. It moved through the document pretty well. Now, I'd imagine with the little bit of jumps and like that little bit of a heartbeat flutter before it gets to the pages, that if you start loading this planner down with items, I can see it becoming a problem eventually where maybe there is some lag. I, of course, want to test out how it would feel to kind of bring in some heavier images. My dashboard kits are a little bit stronger in file size, so I wanted to see how it would do with resizing, if there would be lag if I brought in this particular style of sticker. And no, it was so smooth that I almost forgot I was recording. I was having so much fun bringing in these images, and I love the way the resizing feels very intuitive, very nicely done. I just really wish they would get the font situation sorted out. If you could bring in fonts in here, this would be a pretty solid app to do your planning in, especially because it does come with most of the Samsung tablets, or at least it did when I got mine. The handwriting is phenomenal in here, y'all. I mean, look, my handwriting is not the prettiest handwriting in the world, but in this app, it really does look nice, y'all. It looks really nice. I like it, right? It looks good. I love the handwriting tool. I want them to get the font situation sorted, and I feel like then I could be like, you guys should try Noteshelf for beginning planning, like if you're starting out. Next up, Exoto. I have never tried Exoto before in my life. So I heard about it a bunch in the beginning. I clicked around my document and was pleasantly surprised. I did not like that orange block, though. I don't know if that's something you can change. It is very similar to Zoom Notes when you click stuff. I think there used to be like a little green square. I can't remember if it's there anymore or if I've just gotten so used to it being there that I no longer notice it. But that orange is pretty loud. So I don't know. The pen adjustments for like the coloring and all that stuff felt very awkward, and I'm kind of like trying to swipe through the pages of it. It doesn't feel very natural to me. And then there is no color dropper, so you are dealing with hex codes. The reason why I'm being picky with this particular app, hold on you guys, let me pause this really quick. It just felt awkward. Sorry, I had to switch my recording setup here for the voiceover. But yeah, these little menus popping up were nice, but I generally just wanted to figure out the app as I went because I have this like system font and it's hard to read from a distance, to be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it real. The eraser was really nice. It's definitely different. I've never seen an eraser that actually shows you the area you're erasing. I thought that was pretty creative. This shape tool is very fun. Very basic. I even like that they have one already preset with the color fill that you can kind of resize how you need to. And I mean, it's not bad. The app itself is okay. I don't know, it feels like it would be awkward for digital planning in my opinion, but I know that this app has been out for a long time. That's what I was saying. The reason why I would be tougher on this app is because Exoto has been out for a really long time. And earlier on, when digital planning was just really getting popular, everyone who used iPad would say if you have an Android to use Exoto. I never tried it out, even though that's what everyone was recommending. So I feel kind of crazy. But now using it, I can see why I wouldn't have liked it long term. In the beginning, I probably would have enjoyed it for the most part, but it just feels kind of weird. It doesn't feel like it's designed for digital planning. That's what it is for me. But aside from that, it's got some pretty interesting tools. I would say if I were to give this app a word, it would be unique for digital note taking. It's got some weird copy and paste functions that are kind of cool, but kind of like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the worst app I've ever used, but it's certainly not something that I would stick with. How many of you guys, if you do use Exoto, in the comic section, let me know, like, how do you use this and do you enjoy this app on a regular basis? Because this menu here, I mean, all of it for me, that's the first thing that popped up once I got out of the like trial thingamajig. I was like, what? So I don't know. I mean, if you use this app, like, kudos. Of course, like I said, I like to see like what can I do with an actual digital planner. So I was trying to see if there was a merge document button. If there is one in the paid version, I wasn't going to pay for this app, I'm sorry. And then there also, I didn't see it from where I was, but if there is one, you can tell me. You can change the color of your document, which I thought that was pretty interesting. It reminded me of J-Notes, which I have not touched J-Notes in a really long time. I guess it should have made its way in this video, but it completely slipped my mind now I'm thinking about it. And then I could not drag anything from Samsung Notes, so that was another thing I was kind of actually quite shocked about. Because this app is a little bit older, I would have assumed that it would work with the OS. So much so that you can't even bring things in from the clipboard, which I thought was really, really strange. So yeah, at that point, I kind of just lost interest, which is why you're going to see that awkward little ending there. Next up is Kone Note, and Kone Notes. This app right here shocked the crap out of me. It is my favorite app of this video. This one was like, I reviewed this app a long time ago, and my biggest gripe with this app was there was no hyperlinking, and I reached out and they asked for my device and then I never heard back. Now there's hyperlinking. Do you see how smooth this is? I did not pay for this. This is the free version, so everything that you guys are about to see me do is free. You can bring in your own font. Yes, I said you can bring in your own font, and yes, it works. I was floored. because I was like, normally apps will stick this in their, like, under a paid model where they take the features that they know people want in order to do real note taking, and they shove them up under a premium option. But I see that with this app, because it's designed for bullet journaling mainly, which is what I see them do majority of the times on their channel, is note taking and bullet journaling. Majority of their premium items are going to be their stickers and their covers and templates and notebooks, which is really nice because then everything else on here is generally free. So yeah, this app is literally designed for you to not just take notes, but to bullet journal, which is essentially digital planning, which means that majority of the features you're going to be looking for are in this app, and we're going to talk about it. So you can do script to text, as you guys saw, very smooth. I did not see the filter menu pop up over there to the left. When you go in to use this app, pay very close attention to this menu over here. Once I did that, I was able to move. They give you guidelines for everything you do to make sure you're lining up beautifully. There is a washi tape marker, which, I mean, hello, yes please. Are you serious? You know how many like spreads you could do with that? You can also use a color dropper tool, which was available last time, and I love that it is still under the free option. So good. You can also bring in your pictures and things like that from the side menu. Really nice and smooth. You guys, transparency. You can turn your stickers transparency down. That's a huge one. Hello. You can also arrange your images. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Like, I don't want to say switch, but switch, right? Because these are the kinds of features that you're looking for. You can lock images in place on this app. Writing with the text situation is really, really nice. There is a paragraph function at the bottom part of the text menu where you can do it to the left, center it, or do it to the right. You can move it around. They've got so many different little editable, like, little knickknacks in here that for me, if I were using my Samsung tablet, I would get this app and I would go ahead and pay for it, because you get stickers inside of the app too, and templates and things like that, which can in long term save you money if you're really big on shopping on Etsy. And then look at these little squigglies, and you can change the color of them to match the document. And I was like, ooh, I'm gonna put it at the top, pretend like it's like a little bit of some like lace, line it up. Y'all, how quick, right? Could you imagine? Look, I know my ladies are gonna be like, Daisha, I just switched to Note-in. Go away. Note-in is amazing, and their customer service is phenomenal. But if you just want another app to try, because I know some of my ladies just love trying new apps, this is definitely one of them. Now, I will admit, I did not know how to move this particular item with the pen filter situation on the lasso tool. I couldn't quite figure that out. But I like this app because there weren't many things trapped under a paid lock. So you can really have fun testing this out without many restrictions, which is really, really good. The main gripe I had with this app has already been sorted, which is hyperlinking. So if you want to try this app out, I do recommend trying it out and watching some tutorials on it, because I know it does way more than what I've just shown you all, because I've seen it on their Instagram. If you've never been on their Instagram, definitely go. And of course, you know, I had to see, does it work with the clipboard? No, it did not. But does it work with Samsung Notes? Let's see. Look, I wouldn't have mentioned it if it didn't, right? And it does. That's all I needed to know. I'm like, okay, whatever. The clipboard function, sure, but Samsung Notes I use the most. So we've already talked about transparency. You have standard crop and you have free crop, and it shows you a little up close menu while you're cropping your freehand crop, which is so good for those in-depth, they call it fussy cuts that you have to do. Y'all, what? Free features like this? Y'all. So with that being said, these 4 apps were very cool to look at again. It's been a long time. I would say the standout performers were definitely Noteshelf and Kone Note. Sorry, I had to adjust my things, but the standout were definitely Kone Note and surprisingly Noteshelf. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will talk to you all later. Bye!